Very well.
Okay, so let me pin you. All right, we are ready.
I still have the sign on my screen that says this meeting is being recorded. Do I hit got it to get rid of it? I don't hear you.
Yes,
Oh,
you can hit OK or
got it. It says
yeah.
got it.
Okay.
Oh, good. Like magic. Thank you. All right. Yes, just sit comfortably wherever you are, feet planted firmly on the ground, on the floor. Hands can be anywhere in your lap, thighs, whatever's comfortable. Just make yourself very comfortable. And let's start with 3 deep, long, slow breaths. Breathing in and out through the mouth with a whoosh. This is a very relaxing way to breathe. Another one. And one more. Now close your eyes and breathe normally. Remember that in meditation, you don't need to breathe deeply very often. Every once in a while, I'll remind you to do one, just to keep you firmly established here and you're not going out. I would like you to imagine either in front of you or right above your head, whichever is more comfortable for you, a white ball of light. This is a throbbing ball of light. It's pulsing. It's pulsating with energy, slowly but definitely. Just tune yourself into that pulsation and bring that ball of light down into your head, or if you've imagined it in front, bring it into your head from the front. And use that light to clear the crown chakra and the third eye and the throat chakra, to clear it and to relieve it of anything each one has, might be in each any one that doesn't serve us anymore. Just relax. Let the troubles and the thoughts of the day fade away. Let that light spread across your shoulders, relaxing them. Let it relax your neck. Just feel your troubles or your thoughts melting away. This is the time to seek at one. This is the time to relax. Let that ball of light drop down each arm, relaxing the muscles along the way, relaxing the elbows, the lower arm, and your wrists. Feel that relaxation move into your hands, fingers, maybe You wiggle them a little bit and let them relax. Bring this white pulsating energy down through your torso, relaxing everything its way. Relax, relax. Feel this energy relaxing your hips. Feel it relaxing your thighs and your knees. Feel it relaxing your lower knees. Feel it relaxing your ankles and your feet. Feel it relaxing your toes. Now, let this energy continue down below your feet, below the floor, down to the basement of your building, wherever you are. Feel this energy that has gone through you. Take it right straight down into the dirt below the building. Take it down into the earth, into the center, in that fire and magma. Let it burn away all that no longer serves us. Let it mutate everything and change it into that which will serve us. Now bring that energy back up to the earth, to the dirt below the building, through the basement of the building and up into your apartment or home, wherever you are, so that you are back in your chair and totally relaxed. Just sit there in quiet at 1 minute, and I will call you back in a few minutes. But enjoy this time of listening to whoever has guidance for you. You may call it God in any of these forms. You may call it in the name of your guides. However you conceive of it. Just stay relaxed. Take a slightly bigger breath. Not a deep one, just a big breath. After all, we still are on Earth plane. spirit needs very little air. Keep relaxed. Tune into your at-one-ment. Try not to let the sound of traffic outside my window disturb you. Keep relaxed. Relax. Tuned in to your at-one-ment. I will call you back in another minute or so. Just enjoy this peace and serenity. While you are still in this meditative state, I would like you to begin to think about those people you know who need healing, because we are going to move into the healing prayer after this. So just think about people who may have asked you, just people you know who need healing. It can be general or specific. And I ask that you include in your thinking any animals that you know that need healing. I know of 3 who have transitioned this week. Their owners need love. After all, a pet is a family member, and it's devastating to lose one. So I call you back now, ask you to feel the floor under your feet, to feel yourself seated, however and wherever you are. Slowly slowly come back. Remembrance for those people you would like to send healing to. And when you feel ready, open your eyes. Stay relaxed, but open your eyes so we'll know if we can go forward. Well, some of you I can't see, but I'll assume that you're returning with me.
Yes, let me get the prayer on the screen.
Mhm. And once again, when we have it there, I'll ask you to read along with me. But before we do it, I want you to think just momentarily now about the people that you know. Well, we have these at the Spiritualist principles. We want the healing prayer.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. So I want you to think about those people, and I want to suggest to you, the children might enjoy this. They know someone who needs healing. You know that ball of white light that you are visualizing that is pulsating with energy? You can just send energy. Some people like to do it this way with their hands up while we reading the prayer. Some people won't do that, just sending it mentally. But healing can be sent another way. That ball of white light is energy. You could reach your hand out into it, and like a snowball, make a ball of light, and picture the person you want to send healing to, and throw that at them. Okay? So join me, if you like, in reading this prayer for spiritual healing. We ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our minds and bodies, and to restore us to perfect health. We ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and we will do our part. We ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and power of Spirit. Amen. I will tell you that when I send healing myself, and I have a list that people ask to be put on, and I do that with my morning meditation. But when I send healing, I always send it to the soul of the person to be used however that soul has decided. Because sometimes the soul has decided that this is the time to transition. And I feel that it would be wrong for me to then send healing for health. So instead, I'm sending this to the soul, and I ask for it to restore the person to health if that's the soul's wish. If not, I ask for an easy transition. That way it's up to the person's soul to decide. With Jen now, is this little animal, that picture I see, what is that supposed to be? Can anyone see it? What is it, Jen?
Oh, it's a duck. It's a taxidermy duck.
Oh, I thought it was some sort of a little bird or something. No.
Yeah, it was just a duck. It was stuffed. I got it at like some taxidermy store.
Oh, okay. Well, it's cute anyway.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have it anymore because my cats destroyed it, unfortunately.
Cats have a tendency to do things like that, or to knock things off onto the floor. That's something that has puzzled me for many years, how it is that people in the Middle Ages ever thought that the world was flat. The cats would have knocked everything off by then. Everything. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there were really big cats too. They could knock big boulders off, right? Anyway, that's cats for you. I have two. I love them. It's a very cute little animal. And now we go into the offering.
Yes, let me share the screen again.
There we are. Ready, willing, and able. I don't know if any of you have heard of this or if you have been in Manhattan and seen the men in blue. That's why this thing here on the screen is in blue, because they wear a very a vivid blue uniform. And it is for men who have been in prison. I feel very, very strongly about supporting this. I've been supporting them for years. And I think I must ask Reverend Renee Rossi, who reads the Akashic Records, if she would read for me, because I think I must have been in prison in some life, maybe more than one, because I feel so strongly about helping these people. I think that Europe does a much better job than we do in this country, particularly in Scandinavia, in helping the people who are in prison, women as well as men, to return, once they've paid their debt to society, to return as full participating members of the community. And we don't do that in this country. We really don't do enough of that. In some cases, if you have been in prison for a certain number of months, I think it's 6 months or more, I'm not sure about that, but there is a specific time limit that if you are one day over that limit, you lose your right to vote. That's insane. Absolutely insane. So often, vindictive judges will give that sentence plus the one day that makes them lose their right to vote. I'm very glad that Congress is taking up a correction to that misuse of justice. Anyway, this is what it is, a program that supports these men. Not only do they work, their first job is getting used to work, and they do a lot of street cleaning and beautifying and cleaning up of the city. Then after they've done that for a while, then they are moved to the next part of the program, which in which they start to learn a trade. And following that, continuing with their trade that they're learning, they receive career guidance, how to apply for a job. And all of this time, they have been given housing for free so that they live together and learn to work as a team, supporting each other emotionally. I think it is simply a marvelous charity. And as I say, I've been doing it for several years now. But I think I must have been in prison at least once. At least once. So that's it. And I don't know if you know how to donate to it. But
We
you
will,
know,
yeah, we will share the link at the end.
oh, at the end. Okay,
Yes,
very well. Thank you, Shin.
sure.
So anyway, that's how I feel about them. And now there are some announcements for upcoming events.
Well, actually, now we
Oh,
will
now
go
is the
into your
lecture.
lecture.
Now is the lecture. I told you, and Shimi sent me this, but I'm not been following carefully.
No,
Sorry
that's
about
okay.
that. Okay, the lecture. The lecture is about meditation. And I have a lot of thoughts about meditation. First of all, let me say that whatever spiritual path you are on, meditation is going to help you. It's going to show you the next step on that path, no matter which one. And if you haven't chosen any, let me tell you that meditation itself is a very good substitute for the spiritual path. It's definitely a part of it. It's a great substitute. I've been meditating for a long time, over 50 years. But many people will tell you, or you'll hear people say, oh, I haven't got time to meditate. I'm overworked as it is. Well, those of you who know Stephen Robinson, who is, by the way, the executive director of the Holistic Studies Institute, and if you've been in any of his classes, he insists that you start with 20 minutes. And by the time you've been through the 9 or 10 months of classes, most people can meditate. I don't know whether they're doing it regularly or not. But to those people who say, I haven't got time, he always says, and I think this is an enlightening thought to those who think you don't have time, in every 24-hour period, there are 72 20-minute segments. Don't tell me you can't find one of them. However, I don't think that most people can start 20 minutes. Most people, I think, can do better starting with a lesser aim. And for me, that lesser aim is 5 minutes. That's all, just 5 minutes of commitment. But that includes the most important first step. Commit to sit. That's the basic commitment. Commit to sit. So if you start out with that commitment to sit, it's only for 5 minutes, then you'll find that within a week, you will feel different. Some people find even 5 minutes, that's just too much for their mind that will not settle down. If that's the case, know that you have two things that you can do to help that mind in your attempts to just do 5 minutes. One of them is to use a mantra. Now, a mantra is most effective when it's one word. So consider something that will be easy for you to imagine and something that is feels right to you. For example, serenity or calmness or quiet. Those are just 3 examples. You can find something else if you like. But what you do if your mind simply will not cooperate and it insists on jumping around like a little monkey, then as you are breathing in and then out, it's on the out breath, when the air is passing through your nostrils, that you want to say your mantra. You want to say it mentally, not out loud. Just that I'm going to say it out loud so you get the idea. Serenity. Serenity. That will probably just doing that probably be enough. Now, there's an alternative to that, and that is what many Buddhists start with, and that is counting the breath. Here you don't have to tune into anything other than counting. So again, as the breath comes through the nostrils out, you say silently, 1, 2, 3. Now, do not feel embarrassed or ashamed or shocked if you can't even get to 3 without a thought surfacing. Just go back to counting with 1, 2. If you will do this for 1 week, I guarantee you will feel different. Now, how? Sometimes you can't verbalize how. Sometimes you just can't explain it, but you feel different. And at that point, you're becoming used to meditation. Now, becoming used to meditation means that you will probably, I can almost guarantee, at the end of a week, you will so much like that feeling of peace induced from either the mantra or from just counting the breaths, that you are going to want to increase that time. Maybe not. If that's the case, then I can guarantee you that if you try that same thing for another week, it will hit you. Now, some people say, oh, I just do prayer. It's the same thing. Prayer is not the same thing. Prayer is speaking to God. It's usually asking for something. When you meditate, you are listening. You're listening to God or the voice of your intuition or whatever it is, but you are not speaking. You are listening. So either you're going to want to increase it at the end of the first week, or you're going to spend a second week doing the same thing. But after that, for sure, we're going to want to increase it. Now, how much? Well, it depends on you. You can increase it by 5 minutes or just 1 or 2. You and only you will know what fits for you. So that's your next step, increasing the time. So now you know how to do it. But let me tell you when to do it. You do it at the same time every day. And by that, I do not mean time on the clock. I mean time in your morning routine. Because you want to do it in the morning so that it sets the tone for the day. I say the same time every morning in that routine because it must become part of your routine. So much so that you will feel, if you haven't been able to do it, you're going to feel something's wrong today. And there will be days when you can't, there will be days when there is a crisis. It interrupts the morning routine. It may be a large crisis and it may be just a small one, but it's enough to interrupt the morning routine. And when that happens, you've got to deal with the crisis. But afterwards, grab the first few minutes that you can, or however long they are, to settle down again and start your meditation. Now, I'll tell you, for instance, there are days when nights when you're up late, which means you're probably going to sleep in a little bit in the morning. It doesn't matter that, because your routine is probably the same every morning. I get up, I go out, I open of the 8 or 9 windows I've forgotten in my dining room, because it's a corner apartment. I open 5 or 6 of them, 2 inches only. I don't want the cats jumping out. I live on the 33rd floor. And I get some fresh air coming in for about 10 minutes. But then I feed the cats, make up the bed, get the morning ablutions done, washed and whatever, and get dressed to face the day. Well, sometimes that's done a little later. And then I go in to my own breakfast. Toast, definitely some hot coffee. After that, meditation. Now, I meditate, I used to meditate for an hour. For the last 8 years, my late husband and I meditated together every morning. When he transitioned, he could only meditate for about half an hour. That was about it for him. So I very soon after he transitioned, I increased my time till I was up to an hour, which feels right for me. I just love it. I love to meditate. It's a drug. So it feels. Spirit has asked me to change that. But I first want to tell you about how I started to meditate. It wasn't some big spiritual reception that, Janet, you have to learn to meditate. No, I was 31 when I started. I had just moved from Michigan to Massachusetts to teach in a boarding school there. And marvelous boarding school. 200 acres of the Winthrop Rockefeller estate. It was very beautiful. Only 250 students in grades 9 through 12. Class size of about 8 or 10 students. Really a wonderful place to be. And because it was such a small community, the faculty and the students did many things together. For example, I think there were 3 of us faculty members who joined the school chorus. Then again, there was another group of singers who were a little more advanced who joined the madrigal group. And the school attracted students, children of some famous people, but the point here is that they were musicians. So there was a jazz combo in school the whole time. Might change some of its it might change some of its participants in a given year, but it was an ongoing thing. And one of the faculty members played the bass, and she was just great at strumming that bass with the jazz combo. There was a teacher who hosted a weekly meditation for those who were interested, open to students and to faculty. And I just went out of curiosity. Well, I got hooked in that one session. The next day, I went up into town and went to the bookstore, which had the most unusual name of the bookstore. That's its name. It was a great bookstore. Believe me, it could have held its own. in New York City, even in Manhattan. The guy that owned it and ran it loved books and had wide interest. And he had a very big spirituality center there, section of shelves. And he had at least 10 or 12 books on meditation, of which 2 were helpful. But at least there were 2 helpful. And I really worked on it and began my meditation practice then, and it has been daily ever since then. And that was in 1969 when I started. So I've been meditating every day now for an hour. And then about 2 years ago, maybe almost 3, in meditation, I got a clear voice in my head from Spirit that said, we'd like you to increase your meditation by about 30 more minutes. And we do not want you to add it on to the hour that you're doing. You might want to cut off maybe 10 minutes there and add some others later, but we leave it up to you. Well, I always try to do what Spirit says. So I spent almost a month with each new schedule trying to find the right rhythm for an hour and a half meditation. I couldn't find it. After a few months, Spirit said, oh, well, we didn't really mean that it was the 90 minutes that was the most important thing. What was important, and they hadn't said it, what was important was they wanted me meditating 3 times a day. But once they told me that, I found the rhythm very, very quickly. And it is now. It varies 40, 45, or 50 minutes in the morning. Then sometime between noon and 2:30, another, depending on however many minutes that was. Because at the end of the day, they said we don't want more than 20 minutes, not later than 5:30. So between that 20 minutes and however minutes I meditated in the morning had to be made up in the middle of the day between noon and 2:30. And it's worked very, very well, I must say. Now, another point to mention in meditation and its effect on you, and that is that your meditation increases your vibration. And vibration, of course, is light. So that the more you meditate, the more you are raising the vibration of that energy field around you that is your aura. It can be read by psychics who can see it. And that is what enables you to emit more light. That is what Spirit means when we talk about the light workers and how much more light you emit as you raise the vibration through meditation. And it is only through meditation that you raise that vibration. So it behooves you to meditate. In addition to just feeling wonderful, it behooves you to meditate. Now, my guide, Entera, came through to me in meditation about 3 years ago. And he said that after I had been meditating every day for over 50 years, I had finally raised my vibration enough that he could lower his as much as he could to meet me. And he is a master teaching guide. And he said that although I was free to contact any of my previous guides, he and I would be working almost exclusively. So from this, you may well infer that the more you meditate and raise your vibration, the higher level guide you are going to attract. And you will, in the course of your lifetime, you will attract different guides. Now, most of you know your guide by name and can call on that guide if you have need, specific needs. Now, I've already told you that I have a list of people who request healing from me, and I'm happy to do it. Let me see how to deal with this. There are, well, let me, hang on. I got it. My main healing guide is called Brahmaji. When someone is asked to be put on my healing list and they've told me what the problem is, then I'm able to tell Brahmaji, please call forth from the army of healers that work under him, call forth a specialist in this field. There are specialists in spirit, just as there are in the medical fields here. And you will do that. Of course, it's quite possible just to send general healing. And I do that a lot. But they do have specialists. And you can call on them. Matisse, by the way, is not healing, but Matisse has a specialist, was a guy that's very, very good in negotiations. And she used that to good effect when she had been refused to use her airline credit to get a ticket back to see her parents in Seattle. So there are specialists, particularly for healing. And that, I think, is all I had to say to you. I've been rattling on. Yeah, that's it. I just want to end it with telling you that fascinating things are going to happen to you if you will meditate. Fascinating things. They'll be unexpected, just as discovering Brahmaji, who has changed my life very, very much. Also in Tara, who has changed my life very much. It is he who said that he wanted me to contact Alex, who's a master teacher of trance mediumship, because he wanted me to acquire that skill. I did, and it has changed my life. So expect all kinds of changes the more you meditate. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful way to grow. I can't recommend it enough. And that's it. What's next, Shimmy? Let me look at this list.
Thank you very much for your wonderful, inspiring talk, Janet.
I don't know if it was inspiring, but I hope some of you found it helpful. Anyway.
Yeah, it was inspiring to me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right, let me share my screen again.
Okay.
Okay, so here is Janet's contact information,
Oh,
and we will share her website link at the end.
oh, look at that. Isn't that impressive? Whoa.
Janet is available for readings and consultations.
Ah, okay.
And if you go to Janet's website, you'll find her phone number there, and you also get to see her and her lovely cat Benny.
Oh, Benny is so sweet. Let me tell you that if any of you are curious about which two books I found really helpful with meditation, if you'll give me a quick text at the phone number that's going to turn up next or soon, I'll be glad to tell you what they are. I should have written it down so I could have told you now, but I'd have to go through into my library and hope to find it and so forth. But if that interests you to know, then just give me a text saying, please let me know the names of the two books you found so helpful. And I'll do that.
Sounds good. And okay, so I will include your phone number in the chat box later then to make it easier for people.
That's very good. Thank you.
Okay, great. So let me go back to sharing my screen again. And we have the upcoming events.
Oh, listen, folks. Those that you go into Awakening to buy your tickets, those mediums are wonderful. They'd be working with Terrence, obviously. So Nilsa and Siobhan are both just wonderful mediums. You're guaranteed great reading. And the size of the group is limited so that guarantees that everybody gets the meeting, which isn't always the case when you've got a big crew, a big crowd for a message circle. So you can't go wrong there.
And we will share the link of Awakening's registration link at the end also. And our next service is on August 15th at 5 p.m. That's a Sunday. And Terrence will be back.
Yes, Terrence is on his well-deserved and much needed vacation.
All right, so you know what, why don't I share the link, the first link, which is the Ready, Willing, and Able. So here you are. Can everybody see in the chat? Okay, great. And the next link, let me share with everybody Janet's website. That's Janet's website. And let me grab her phone number, or do you want to say what your phone number is?
Oh, I can say what my phone number is, sure.
And I'll type it in.
Okay, it's 917 647
647
9845.
45. Here
And
you
a
go.
brief text I'll send you back the names of those books and answer any questions you have.
Great. Let me quickly share my screen again because I think it's really sweet. Can everybody see? Janet and Benny?
Oh, that was Benny when he was a kid. Oh, he was so adorable. He's still adorable, only he's now 16 pounds, so he's not a little kid anymore. And Portia lives here too now. And Portia is Siamese. And she's ordinarily outside the door to this room. Wow. Wow. Oh, you know what the Siamese sound like? Very nasal meows. But she's been very good tonight. She's left me alone. Okay.
All right, and one more link to share.
Yes.
So it's the link to register for the online message circles, and here it is. All right, can everybody see the link?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shindy.
Oh, you're welcome.
So easy for me. I mean, I was a little concerned just because I'm trying to keep straight, because the two services order is different. That's
right.
all. We do the same stuff, but the order is different.
Right.
Okay, so let's have the benediction, and then we can chat if you like.
Yes.
Will you bow your head, please, everyone? If you're not driving. Divine Parent, O great universal intelligence, may the light of truth light our way. May its beams bring us trust and understanding. Through our inner consciousness, may we gain the great at-one-ment with infinite intelligence. As we return now to our daily lives, may we be constantly reminded of our one, our only sacred duty, which is to love and serve one another. Amen. So, Shimi, you can turn off the recording, I guess.
We can unmute everybody.
Beautiful
Yeah.
job.
Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you, Debbie.
Very
Great,
nice.
Janet.
And Shimmy, excellent job.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Except I forgot to record it early on.
You only missed one thing, I think. Just
Yeah.
two, that's all.
Yeah.
Not so important. The important thing was the talk.
Right.
At
That's
least it
right.
was to me anyway. That's what
And
I stew about all
meditation.
day. The meditation.
Yeah. Great.
I love Terrence's meditation because he's got that voice that's just perfect for it. I always get so relaxed when he starts the meditation. Ah, yes, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank.
Hey, Deb, I didn't say hello earlier.
Yes, hi, David. Hi to you.
hi,
Hello,
David.
everyone.
Yeah, it is wonderful to see you all.
Is your dog there? David.
Oh, no, Theo's downstairs.
Oh, okay.
He's
All right.
downstairs tonight.
Okay.
Janet, I have another gift for you. I noticed during the meditation, sometimes the sound when you were sitting back wasn't coming through all that clear. And I noticed
Oh, so
when you were doing
sorry.
it for the church. So
Okay.
I have an external microphone that I'm going to bring over and we will try it out. I will let you know when I get there, but it'll stand up about this high, and I think it's going to be a lot better.
Nice,
Oh,
David.
Great,
Very nice.
thank you. Oh, I didn't
Very nice.
realize that. Oh, and nobody could pull me in.
Well, when you're talking like this, it's fine. It was just sometimes during the meditation when
Meditation, when I'm trying to
It
be
gets a
very
little
quiet,
softer, yeah.
calming, I got too quiet and too calming. Sorry about that.
I think we could hear you clearly today, though. On
Okay.
Monday, we couldn't. It was kind of hard to hear you in some
Well,
parts.
but a couple of people have been nodding when he said we couldn't hear you very well. So some people had trouble hearing me. Okay.
I don't think it's the network speed anymore. We fixed that. So let's try this external microphone. And
I think that's an
yeah.
excellent idea.
yeah.
That's
Excellent.
great. That's great. I finally figured out the lighting in this room. I mean, I look like a human being. If I'm going to my bedroom, which is the room that I love to speak from or give, Zoom meetings from, I love my bedroom. It just feels so, I don't know, just it has a wonderful spiritual feeling in it. But I look like a ghost because it's up the window and there's just too much light and I don't know how to control it. Oh well, Matisse, I'm in her room now. And, I don't know how long she's going to be here with me, maybe a couple more months. But then I'll have the room back and the cats will have the room back. They'll be very happy with that. They love Matisse, they really do. I do too. It's been a
Yeah.
win-win situation.
Yes,
It has
it's
been-
been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been very good.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Well, thank you so
Yes,
much,
Good
everybody,
night,
for
David.
attending.
Right.
Thank
I am
you.
going to
Janet.
start
Thank
too.
you,
It's nice
Janet.
to see you
Thank
all.
you. It's lovely seeing
Thank
everybody.
you,
Love you all from
everybody.
Buffalo.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Shimmy, thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Oh,
all
you're
you
very
did
much.
to
You're very
help
welcome.
steer through it.
Thank
Thank
And,
you.
was
Janet,
great.
you the best.
Yeah, she's the
That
best.
meditation, I felt so peaceful. Like at first I was like, okay, I got this pulsating light. It's going down, it's going down. And then when it got to like my stomach, I was like, all right. And then it was like, oh, went down to the core of the earth and it burnt everything. I was like, ah, there it is.
Oh, that's great.
It was really good. Definitely needed
Thanks
for
so
today.
much. I'm really pleased about that. Thank you.
Felt great.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh, it's
Ashley.
good. And Shimmy, thank you just for making it so easy for me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I was not
My pleasure.
exactly traumatized, but sort of traumatized by, what all happened on Monday.
Oh.
And it was nobody's fault in particular. It just was a confluence of 3 unfortunate happenstances. And
It was fine. It
It
was
worked
fine.
okay afterwards, but I was a nervous wreck leading up to it. That's because I have no confidence in my own skills as a computer user.
I think
I'm
it's
getting
just a-
there. I'm getting more confidence with it. I really am. And your idea that I should give my computer a name so
Mhm,
that I could relate to it as another entity,
mhm.
very intriguing. I haven't found the right name for that computer yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah,
It'll come during meditation.
yeah. You can say hi in the meantime. You can say hi and thank you in the meantime.
Hello, Jen.
I will say thank you tonight to it. Yes.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a
Thanks
good
for
night,
that.
Ashley. Thank
Good night.
you.
So
Good
much.
night.
Thanks again, and I'm gonna close off too, Shini. and
Yes.
Ashley. Love
Have
to
a good
be
night,
with you.
everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.